All right, guys, so Charlotte Sofia here getting into the workout. Obviously starting with my Pump HD because no workout is good without your Pump HD, okay? Code SHAR for money off. I like doing, honestly, like just under a half scoop is more than enough for me. I like the Pump HD because there's no caffeine in it. So you can actually take this at any time of day. So for those people that like to work out in the evening. All right, yep. We're gonna use this. Okay, all right. Cut the You know what? That's what happens. Okay, sometimes you drop stuff, but you just gotta keep going 1 foot forward every day. Okay guys, step 2, obviously I'm gonna add my water. It's just an interesting day for me today. Something chose violence, I don't know. Okay, so you don't need like a crazy amount for your pre. Like that's probably good, like 500 ml. Because I still have to have my intro workout as well. So it's a lot of fluid that you're taking in. 500, 400 milliliters, good. You should have this before you start your workout, and then you're gonna go and switch to your intra once you start training so that you get that amino acid right away in your muscles. You're gonna get into a little bit of a warm up. So start with some 90-90 hip openers. Just do a few. Now when you're warming up, you never wanna have any stretch be static. You want to keep them dynamic, meaning they're fluid, right? Thinking about your movement like it's a circle. So you're not staying here. Like I wouldn't hold this stretch for like a minute. I would save that for after my workout so that when I start actually working out, everything should be in working order, or at least that's the goal. I'm gonna do some walking lunges, really focusing on my weight distribution. So lowering down on that front leg, and then this front leg is picking me up. Ten to 12 on each leg. Bird dogs here as well. So this is a nice stabilizing exercise. I have some unilateral movement that I'm going to be doing today, meaning using one limb at a time. So it's always good to make sure your center of gravity is exactly as you want it to be, again, pre-training, so that once you're in that exercise, everything is as it should be. All your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. So I'm going to do some bird dogs, kind of as an ab exercise, but you're really just stabilizing and neutralizing your spine. So I'm gonna have my legs in tabletop, hands above head. I'm just reaching the opposite hand to the leg and then switching. Again, just a warm up here. Right, so that took me like 5 minutes. Just do a warm up. Now I feel warm, I'm prepped, ideally ready to go. We're gonna do some abductions, okay? Starting off with a plate on my warm-up set here. I love this gluteator machine just because of the angle. It really allows you to get that upper glute engagement, which is exactly what we need. Looking for my pads, of course, and I can never find them. Where are my pads? Where are my pads? We have them now, okay? Make sure, obviously, you are fitted to the machine. I'm a little fun size chick, so I gotta bring the seat forward, okay? Feet will be here. And then this is so you're just getting that point of contact as soon as you start the movement. So right now I could just push out and I'm gonna be on the muscle, versus if I didn't have these added pads, I kind of have to like start the movement earlier, right? It's a little more awkward this way. So here I'm ready to go. As soon as I start, I'm gonna do a feeder set, 8 to 10 reps. Not really too worried about my range, so how far I'm going out. I'm really mainly focusing on pushing out from my knees, which will allow me to also feel this in my IT band, so the side of my leg, into my glute. Okay, that felt super easy. So I'm strong today, which is good. Load it up. 25. Now, I always see people kind of scared or just really getting their 10 to 12 reps, 3 sets on their abductions, and then just calling it. Like, take this to failure. You can take your glute med and really make it a silly glute, okay? Like, I've seen some people with some crazy physiques, and it's from abductions, it's from things like step ups, it's from things like kickbacks, right? Like, we can't be so fixated always on hip thrust for growing your glutes. Like, there's a lot of people who don't even have hip thrusts in their programming that have crazy glutes. So kind of moving away from this idea that, okay, only certain exercises are the exercises that I do super heavy on, and other movements are only accessory movements or, you know, supplementary movements to my main compounds, if that makes sense. So ideally, this next set, I'm supposed to do 4 sets here, 4 working sets. I should be taking them to failure or close to failure. Let's get into it. So first working set, aiming for 10 reps here. I didn't start my workout, guys. I just got an Apple Watch, just like the best thing. I'm like 87 years old because this is how I have to check it. Hold on. I'm not doing yoga. What would this be? Functional training, I suppose. Definitely not high intensity interval training. Leave that shit in 2025. Okay. Start. Ready? Okay, we're going. All right. It's very cool to me. Anyways, okay. Okay, that also felt very easy. So I'm not gonna actually go up in weight for my second set. I'm just going to switch up my tempo a little bit. So I'm gonna increase the time under tension that I have while I'm doing the movement. So I'm gonna aim for like 2 to 3 seconds on the eccentric, so going out, maybe a little bit of a hold, and then taking my time coming in. So there's other ways other than just heavier, that you can intensify an exercise or a movement that would still technically be contributing to your progressive overload if you're trying to grow a certain muscle group, okay? So no change with the weight here. I'm just gonna do the exercise a little bit better. Okay, so that was harder, obviously. I'm gonna do a little weight increase for my third working set. My last working set, I have a little bit of a variation that I do. So we'll do 10 reps, then I'm gonna lean forward and then do 10 reps to finish it off with a little superset there. So add a little bit more weight. All right, guys, third working set here, sweaters off. Ugh, it's game time, bitches. Okay. Again, it's a constant reminder, always push out from your knees. You're gonna wanna go in your feet, especially with this heavy weight. I really gotta remind myself, okay, push from knees, push from knees, push from knees, push from knees. Okay. Whew. All right, so about a minute rest here. I'm gonna do my final working set. So 10 upright, and then I'm gonna actually lean forward, 10 to burn out, it's gonna be nothing short of disgusting, to say the least. So we're just gonna pray for the best. Last set, best set. What? 10 upright into 10 leaning forward. Okay, 10. Oh my God. It's literally the hardest thing to do. So, I'm sure you guys noticed, I wasn't going very wide when I did those ones leaning forward. Now, if I took off some weight, I could definitely go significantly wider just because there was a lot less load. That being said, I still was on the muscle. I maintained pushing out from my knee in order to ensure that I was staying on the muscle I'm actually trying to work, right? Maybe for the video, sure, I could have pushed a little bit more on my feet and then gotten wider, but I wouldn't have gotten closer to true mechanical failure, which is what you guys were seeing. I literally was not able to contract that muscle nearly as wide as before. So you literally just saw live what taking it to failure kind of looks like. So don't be afraid of it. Lean into it, play around, see like, okay, if it takes me 45 reps to get there where I can't actually move the muscle anymore, now I actually know what my central nervous system feels like when I take an exercise to failure. So this is a very hard skill to really hone. And I find I'm constantly always telling clients like, you probably had a few more in you. You probably could have done one more. Maybe we can go heavier, right? Like, be okay with being uncomfortable. You're not getting a massage. You're literally tearing your muscle fibers. So it shouldn't be comfortable, okay? Bulgarians, necessary evil, very good to grow glutes, quads, all that fun stuff. Really easy way to set this up. Sitting down on the bench that you're gonna be putting your back leg up on and extending the legs in front of you straight. Whichever leg you wanna start first, you'll keep that leg straight, stand up onto that leg. Okay, 9 times out of 10, you're exactly where you should be foot placement wise, right? So if I was to go into my lunge, yeah, this feels pretty good to me. So I'll just do a few body weight here. Make sure this feels good. And I wanna make these a little bit more glute focused. So I'm actually gonna really angle myself like I'm on an escalator backwards, opening up this glute, and then that glute picks you back up. If I wanted to do more quad focused, I would keep these more vertical, like I'm in an elevator, right? On top of my quad. You can see the difference here, quad focused into now glute focused. So just all about your angles, okay? This trick that I wanna try, where if you actually lift your toes a little bit, you can bias your glute a little bit more when it's in that stretched position. So I'll try just a little bit higher. Oh yeah, wow. This might be a hack, guys, for Bulgarians. Even body weight, I can really feel it. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go grab the weight that I use. Today we'll do 70, should be good spot. Normally I do 75 or 80 for Bulgarians, but because I'm gonna try a little bit of a new setup, I'll scale back the weight a little bit, just make sure my form is exactly as it should be before I go and start to load up the exercise, and then I'm gonna get injured and all that stuff that we don't want to happen. It's okay if it takes you a long time to work out. To the last set, I'm gonna do 10 reps. I'm gonna drop the weight and then superset this with 10 body weight reps. Ideally taking 3 seconds to go down, really just burning out my glute. Okay. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, that definitely did what it had to do. 10 reps into 10 body weight. Okay, here we go. Oh. Woo! Woo! Those are done. Yay! Thank God. Hardest part of the workout out of the way. That's another thing too, right? Like you have a workout and a certain exercise that's really, really challenging for you, or it's just your main focus, or it's the exercise that you want to ideally lift the heaviest on, put more of your energy into. Save that for the beginning of the workout. It doesn't necessarily have to be your first exercise. Second or third would be ideal. I have 2 different hip thrust variations in my programming. I'm still trying to figure out the second one that I want to do, so we're going to play around with the machine a little bit today. Normally I like a glute drive, but I want to try to do something different so I'm not just doing the same movement twice. Normally I do like 2 plates for feeder sets, warm-up sets. I'll add a plate increase, 3 for 2 to 3 working sets, and then I'll get up to 4 plates for my final set, but that's like I'm failing there. There's no reps left in the reserve, 0 gas left in the tank. So start with 1 plate, see how it feels. It'll probably be okay, but again, I want to be smart and intentional with my movement, make sure everything feels okay before I go and add a bunch of weight and then potentially hurt myself, especially because this is my first time using this machine. Okay, I'm gonna buckle myself in here. And these booty builders are nice because you do have a couple of options just depending on how big or tall you are. So put my feet on the platform. Okay. So this machine is quite similar to a glute drive in the sense that it allows you to actually really fully stretch out your glute at the bottom before you contract it, which is nice. This feels pretty good here. I might actually just keep a plate for today. This feels pretty good here. We added some weight to the machine. Now we're gonna get Rudy Cutie Pointy Shooty ready to go. All right, set 2. Let's get it. Woo! That's really good. I really like that. Now that we're all here alone, all 100 million of you, manifesting that I have 100 million subscribers. Okay. A really good exercise. I think I'm actually gonna keep this one. It's nice because you also don't have to lift so much. Now I don't have to move. The cushion belt thing is actually quite nice now that you ask, Steph. It's quite nice. I don't need a pad. Also, this is quite plush. Okay, so we'll try this other version. We will know within the first couple of reps if we're gonna go for it. So let's see how she does. Okay, so it's supposed to be harder like this, supposedly. Okay, so obviously kind of awkward to start, but that's okay. I mean, you kind of bottom out a little bit earlier, but I'm not really convinced. Okay, I'm gonna go higher up. I think maybe that's a tall girl thing, not for us fun-sized queens. Okay, the first one's always the hardest. Oh my God. One more. Oh my gosh, that's hard. I like it. I like that one.
I like it a lot.
Squats. Do a little glute focus squat. One final movement after. A little step up. And that's it. Full glute focus day. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. Come along. Let's go. I'm going to do a glute focused squat on none other than the M Torture machine. Basically, this machine is perfect for these glute bias squats just because it allows you to actually push your hips back and really load that glute at the bottom of the movement, forcing that glute to then by default be the main muscle mover and driver pushing you back up. Okay, so I have 3 sets here, 10 to 12 reps, bang them out. First set here, we're gonna aim for 12, should not be an issue, and see where she goes. Okay, that was good. Add a little bit more weight. I'll go ideally a little bit slower, really just focusing on that depth, right? So it's not the heaviest squat. I'm sure people can do a lot more than that, but specifically with your glutes, specifically now, I'm kind of in that mid 3/4 of the way of my workout in. I'm a little bit more tired, a little bit less gas in my tank, so I want to be a bit more intentional, not to focus on the weight, more quality of movement at this rate here. Single leg or B stance RDL, literally just one-legged movement. I like to do this with my toes up. It also just allows me to really push my hips back far enough so I can really get a nice stretch on my hamstring on the leg that I'm biasing. So lift the left. With the dumbbell, I'm reaching forward. That felt good. Do the other leg. I'm also focusing, guys, slightly angling the dumbbell towards that foot, almost kind of similar to like a curtsy lunge, right? So you're slightly, just ever so slightly tilting that dumbbell towards that standing leg. And then I'm also pushing in my big toe. So really focusing on this inner corner of my foot here for that foot pressure when I drive up. Shakes are good, guys. That means things are happening, which is what we want. We've got 2 more times. Each leg. We have 2 legs. Let's use them. Okay. Moral of the story here, it's another leg day. All right, guys, that is it for the workout. It is Charlotte Sofia. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below what you want to see in the next workouts. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Thank you.